You're listening to the Bleach Brothers podcast, hosted by B-Word and Jake.
B-Word, what a great evening. I
man.
love tonight, and I mean night.
Night with a K, is that what you mean?
Yeah. They lost tonight to tie the series.
That's, every once in a while you got to root for some Canadians, right?
Dude, they don't know how to make bacon. Their logo on the flag gets beat by our illegals with a leaf blower. But you know what? I'll agree with you. I'm all Bald Eagle Freedom Party, but they made one of my favorite sports, and they're nice as hell, and they make a good breakfast liquid.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And here's the thing, man. Like, the hater train is on a roll, right? You are on the tracks. You have threw coal. This thing's out of control, dude. It's almost like when Doc and Marty are trying to get it going, so that way they can go back to 1984 or 1955, whichever year that they were going to go back to. And dude, you're on that train right now. And here's the thing. I would have been just fine with you on the train, and you could have been the captain and the caboose. But here's where I have an issue. You ready for this?
Yeah.
So there's another podcast called Bottom of the Lineup, right, with Tomas and Will.
Yeah, we're in a war with them.
We are in a war with them, and here's my issue. I didn't really have a dog in this fight. I'm just going to disclose that up front. But, dude, they drug our name in the mud on their new podcast episode this week.
They said something about us having them in their somebody's mouth. I know we talked about wieners last episode, but they're on the bottom right now.
If they would like to be a hot
power
dog,
bottoms.
If they would power bottoms, if they would like to be a hot dog with raw onions right now, I'm totally fine with that. But here's the deal: there's a reason why they're called the bottom of the lineup, right? Like, we're the top of the lineup. Like we're ruling the roost in this game. And here's the thing, man. Like I said, I had no dog in the fight, but I'm Knights all the way. Or I'm FT. FT.
GK, baby.
There we go.
GK every day.
Absolutely. So I am on the Canadian train, and
Habs, baby, the Habs.
Yep. And so this is what we're doing, man. This is what we're doing.
We're calling them out. Hey, this is going to keep going. This is a fun series. It's tied up now, so I love starting my evening with a loss. But you know what else is great? B-word.
What's that?
Rainier cherries are in season up here, one of my favorite fruits. They are like 9-something a pound, so a little expensive. But I went and did one of my favorite things that I do for myself every now and then. I went and got a haircut. And I love going to get a haircut. It's one of the most relaxing parts of my day when I go. But I'm quirky, as we know. So, question for you. I'm going to have a few about it. And we'll point out my quirks.
Yeah, throw them at me. Throw them at me.
Do you like a guy or a girl to cut your hair?
I got to go with a guy, man.
Why?
I think it's the atmosphere. For me, I think there's something about a barbershop where you're getting a haircut by a dude. Chances are there's other dudes in the lounge chairs or on the couches or whatever. You got sports going on in the background. You got shots of whiskey flowing or scotch or whatever they have going on there. And it's just your time to have that man talk. It's your time to kind of talk about babes, politics, whatever you want. And whatever you talk about is left in the barbershop. And I appreciate that.
See, at first I thought you were going to talk about like we did with the bachelor party where you were afraid of free nipple Chewbacca pits when she cut your hair. That's why. See, I like a woman to cut my hair because it's like when I go shopping, I like a woman to help me because who am I trying to impress? I'm not trying to impress dudes. I'm trying to impress women. Even though I'm married now, I'm not actually, but you know what I mean? I want a woman to find that I look good.
Right.
Right.
But you typically you typically find that dogs are more inclined to smell you than women anymore. But
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I love dogs. But I don't like to talk, which I think you're gonna find amazing. I hate to talk and I feel rude because my wife's even been there with me before. She's sat in the barbershop while I've been there, and I do the thing where I close my eyes and I'm like in a zen moment. And they're cutting my hair, they're massaging my head, because I go the full out. I always do the works, and they do the straight razor all around my head, clean my eyebrows, do the scalp massage, the works. And if they start talking to me, I open my eyes, and all I do is I do that look up thing, and I do just the grunt one-word answers like men do when they don't want to talk. I just go, uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The only thing I say, and I'm like so routine. I walk in, they go, "How do you want your haircut?" I go, "I want number one high fade, or number one on the sides, high fade, straight razor on the back that works." And they just go, "Okay," and that's it. And that's the only part of the conversation we need to have. There's a barbershop I go to. It's like a sports barbershop. They got the TVs and stuff, so I can look up and watch some sports and do that, and they do a good job. They're a local chain here. I really like them. I've been going there for years. And there's one location that I refuse to go because the woman is a chatterbox. And for some reason, I walk in and God is smiting me and is like, "Jake, you're going to sit in her chair today." And it's like, I know. And the thing is, B-word, I've never said a word to this woman, but I know she's a Packers fan. I know she's got 5 kids. And she's probably a very nice woman. But when I go, I just want to be quiet. And maybe I need to go get a haircut from a dude at a dude barbershop, and I might change my role.
I'll tell you, man, obviously there was an election last year, right? Presidential election that got pretty contentious on every side of the party. And I'll tell you what, the barbershop was kind of a nice thing to be able to show up, have that free environment to kind of vent or listen or do whatever in whatever that atmosphere was. But when the barbershops and the stylists and all that sort of stuff, they had to shut down for COVID. When they opened back up, it was almost like this most magical thing because you could actually go and get a haircut. And obviously, more important, you can actually go and help support these individuals who were out of work for a little while. Mm-hmm. But, sports was kind of a funny thing because, you had COVID protocols and then you didn't have COVID protocols and, you didn't really know what was going to happen with sports. And then on top of that, you had this contentious political environment that seemed like it was 24/7. And being able to sit there in a barbershop and, have these types of conversations and work through them or listen if you don't want to talk, it was pretty therapeutic, man. I have to be honest. And, the movie Barbershop with Ice Cube, the conversations that happen in that film are not uncommon conversations. I mean, you can have conversations from, who's got a bigger bust size, Carmen Electra or Dolly Parton, or you can have conversations on, what's your favorite sports team or which team do you hate the most, and there's it's never without conversation, and I like that because candidly, I'm not out having a whole bunch of conversations all day every day. But I really enjoy when you can kind of strike that conversational nerve and you can share what you know and you can listen to what they know and you can find that happy medium.
I feel you on that. See, there's only one other place, and sometimes I'll go and really treat myself, and there's a barbershop. I'm going to throw this out to a friend of mine that listens a lot, Aaron Carr. I have a lot of Aarons in my life, as you know. But I bought him for a birthday one year, like the full package, like go get I told him, hey, you have to RSVP at this barbershop and do this, and of course I booked the girl for him and, she was smoking, got him a nice scotch, there's cigars, a fireplace, all that. And he calls me when he gets there and he goes, "Dude, this place is way too nice." I was like, "Don't worry, man, it's all taken care of." And that's like a spa treatment, like haircut, and I'll do that every now, like once every 3 months or so just to go have that. But I mean, I think I would enjoy that part of the camaraderie, but I'm also to be upfront, B-word, I'm that guy that's sort of losing the top of the head game.
Yep.
Not like the back, just like the little bit of the front. It's thinning, and it's also where I wear the brim of my hat all the time, so I'm not helping.
So what you're saying is that your hair grows back, but instead of growing back, it just kind of grows way back. Like it just starts to kind of travel a little bit. Like you got the LeBron going on.
I was about to say LeBron. It travels just as much as him on the court and his hairline. But there's that, and I mean the other thing is though is I'm jealous of you because you got a full head of hair, right? You got the beard.
Yeah.
My brother's the same one, and I don't understand it because you've met my brother.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't wash his hair or anything. He could shave his head and he's happy, and God blessed him with a gorgeous head of hair. And he just abuses it. He just doesn't use it. And it's like I have the worst of both worlds though, B-word. I also can't grow a beard.
Well, let me explain this to you too, because we talked about our lineage a little bit, or a couple episodes ago when we were talking about sports teams, and so my dad. So fun fact. So my grandmother, is so she's one generation removed, from migrating or immigrating over here from Italy, right? So her dad came over from Italy, so he's full-blooded Italian. And then her husband, my grandfather, he is Native American and a little bit of French because he was on that Canadian border. And so Native American, he looks Native American. You know, my grandmother looked, olive skinned, had the whole works and whatever. So my dad is also obviously half Italian and almost half Native American. And he got the worst of both worlds because he's got the Italian hairline. He's got the nice little Danny DeVito going on,
Yeah.
But then he's also got the native face that doesn't grow any hair. So he's got the patchy hair kind of. And I don't mean a patchy hair. I mean like the hair that grows in on patches. And so it's just, he's got the worst of both worlds. But here's the thing, man. My dad is not nearly as pretty as you are. So
thank you. I think I have that. The thing is though, I got the worst too because if I try to grow a beard or a playoff beard, if my team was actually still in it, the NHL playoffs. I don't know if you know about that. You don't shave at all until your team is lost.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like Patch the Pirate. It looks bad. I mean, I could grow facial hair, and I always have that scruff going, but I can't grow sideburns. And being a baseball player, I always wanted that.
Mm-hmm.
And like I didn't start shaving until I was 26. And I mean that's a blessing and a
you
curse,
didn't
right?
start saving? You didn't start shaving? Really?
Yeah, I didn't start shaving my face until about 24 to 26, somewhere in that range. I didn't have to. It just didn't ever really, you know what I mean?
Well, you were a late bloomer in many ways, weren't you?
Oh, so much so, man. And then, I mean, still mentally capacity, I think I'm still 12, but we'll get there one day.
I mean, I just remember several conversations about why things weren't happening for the Medosic man, and it finally happened, and we were all rooting him on. But then we get to it's starting to make a little bit of sense. Like your growth spurt happened at a later time. I imagine other growth spurts happened at later times.
B-word.
So, yes, sir.
Remember, I'm Hungarian. The first 4 letters say it all, bro.
All I'm saying is that you might as well be Elon Musk because you're a little South African.
That's fine. I'm cool with it, dude. I'm down with that. Elon Musk is the man, bro. He's a robot anyways. I'd rather be a robot.
I'm pretty sure.
I'd so much be a robot.
I'm pretty sure that Jeff Bezos created Elon Musk in a lab.
Yeah, I agree with you too, totally.
I saw a meme yesterday. Sorry, I know you're going on a story, and I don't mean to interrupt you.
Man.
I saw a meme yesterday that showed a picture of Dr. Evil, and it says, worth $1 billion or wants $1 billion or whatever, and then it shows Jeff Bezos, and it says has $1 billion, right? And then it shows goes back to Dr. Evil, and it says wants a moon space base. And then Jeff Bezos says, in the process of building a moon space base. And then the final little 2 photos there says, has a penis-shaped rocket. And both of them have a penis-shaped rocket, dude. And that's where it lost. That's where it lost me. I was laughing my ass off last night. If I could find that meme again, we'll have to share it on our socials. But yeah, that was pretty good.
See, I was hoping in that meme, Elon Musk was going to show up and say, "Dogecoin to the moon, bro." To the moon. Oh, speaking of which, you into Dogecoin, man? I'm not trying to get on. I mean, we're going on all these tangents right now.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, so I have a financial background, and so I'm still on the skeptical side of crypto. I know. A buddy of mine, Chris, he is like all into crypto.
I'm deep into it, man.
It's one of those things that I actually like the concept of it, which is really weird because I don't have much in the crypto world, but it is one of those things that like makes a lot of sense. Like, why wouldn't you want crypto, right? And just a disclosure, we're not giving financial advice. But then on the other hand, like, I don't know, like part of me likes the regulations, which sounds really weird because I hate regulations in general.
Yeah,
but
dude.
I don't know.
That's odd.
I know it's a weird basket. It really is.
I think that's something we're gonna have to get into another time because I mean I can go on and on for it because me and you have talked about this off the air where I'm into it a lot and I play around with it a lot.
Right.
And I mean, and I told you when I got into it, 2016, and we were on the phone, and I was like, I'm losing my ass right now. And you were like, really? I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna hold it and go through. And luckily, I did. It made out for me, but I don't know. There's a lot. I mean, we've talked hair, we've talked hockey, we've talked.
Well, let me just switch it up entirely then.
Okay.
So right before we got on tonight to record, I just finished up the second episode of Loki. Have you seen it yet?
Yeah, so I'm lucky. So we before the show, I know we usually have like a little side, behind the curtain for the fans out there, all 3 of you.
It's 2.5.
Yeah, well, my mom's a midget, so that's
I know.
why. So anyways, we have we text back and forth before the show, and sometimes we just do a small rundown. We don't go into these full conversations so it's actually real and authentic.
Right.
But we'll say things like this and that. And I actually was behind on the episode too. I started to watch it at midnight last night and fell asleep, like an adult. And then I got home and watched the nights, and I was more about that. And then I went, oh crap, I need to finish that. And I was rushing to turn it on and go back to my spot. And I was so thankful because I got that text from you, and I was like, crap, he's ready to go and record. And then you said, oh, I'm finishing. And I'm like, oh, me too. And it just worked out perfectly. So we're just fresh of getting off this.
So what I really like about it is that it's new, right? It's a new spin.
Yeah.
And I really like the storyline. So I'm just going to ask you a couple questions about it.
Okay.
And then you just let me know, since it is kind of fresh in your mind, what you think. So first and foremost, Loki is Thor's brother in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and also in the comics and in oh my
Norse
gosh,
mythology.
North, yeah, thank you.
Yep.
And he's the god of mischief, right?
Right.
And so where the series takes off is at the end of Avengers Endgame. Loki ends up grabbing the Tesseract, which is one of the Infinity Stones, and
a giant paperweight.
It's basically a giant-ass paperweight, you're correct, and just takes him, and then he gets caught by what's called the Time Variance Authority. And that's basically where this starts, right? Fair to say, is that kind of catch it up pretty good?
Yeah, you caught it up very well, yeah.
So let me ask you this. What do you think about the character development through the first 2 episodes? And I'm not talking Loki, I'm talking Mobius, who's played by Owen Wilson.
So, so I like his character. I like the female judge's character, and I didn't look up anybody's names, so don't. I know
think
Owen
her name's
Wilson.
Ravonna.
Sure,
I
cool.
think.
Sure, her. I like her. I do not like. Oh, and I like the weird, nerdy, awkward, Infinity Stone, chair pushing.
He's
dude,
like the secretary or whatever it was at the time.
I like him.
Authority. Yeah.
Everybody else in the show is expendable. I don't care about them, and I think the show is proving that. And they might, there's a few characters in there that are probably going to be in there most of the series, and I just don't care for them.
Sure.
I already love Loki. I mean, I'm more of a fan of villains than anything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But the issues I already have, okay, is I hate time travel. I hate time travel in movies, anything.
It's such a complicated storyline.
That's why. It's not that I can't follow it. It's just there's so many variants, and not a pun intended because they're called variants, right? But that it's you got to tie up loose ends and then leaves things open still and questions unanswered, and it's just a never-ending battle of a time loop, right?
Right.
The second part was I thought I was going to hate Mobius, Owen Wilson's character.
I did too. And that's why I wanted to ask you about it, because I really thought I was going to hate his character.
Because when you know him I don't know if you've read the comics with him.
Mobius? No, I have not.
Okay, so he's he's the epitome of a straight-laced FBI, whatever. And I was expecting a very serious, sort of curmudgeon, a very opposite of Loki.
Just dry.
Even yeah, just British humor comes in and just tells you how it is. You're a terrible boss. Right. You just want to punch in the face.
Right.
And actually Owen Wilson made me like it more. Which was great because
I'm happy
he plays Owen Wilson. He plays Owen Wilson. He does the same character in every movie. He's got his big, his broken nose.
Wow.
Which shout out to Aaron Yap for his stupid theory. Aaron Yap thinks that's a prosthetic nose because he says it looks bigger than normal.
Aaron Yap needs to shut his Aaron Yap because it is not prosthetic. It is a broken nose, and I will cite Wikipedia on that, which is not college level citations. But
also. Noses, I don't know if you know this, never stop growing.
Right.
Noses and ears, they grow forever, right?
That's right.
So yeah, that's going to... Well, anyways, and the mustache probably accentuated it. But he made the character more likable, and he brings that... I don't know, Owen Wilson's got that charismatic part to him that makes you just love his character.
He's unassuming but jovial, right?
Right. When he's just, talking to him, I just really trust... when he's, in the courtroom... defending Loki, just hey, I love that you're up there, and yeah, he's a great guy. We should just trust him, and you're just
Let's just give him a chance. Yeah.
Like if Owen Wilson was if I was on a date with my wife and he walked up and was like, "Hey man, I'm just gonna sit down and I'm gonna finish the dinner with your wife and it's gonna be great. And I'll bring her home. Is that cool?" I'd be like, "Yeah, that's cool, man." I would totally like just move aside
Wilson,
and watch.
You know, Owen Wilson, you know, he on television and movies, he really portrays a good dude. Like I really like Owen Wilson, and so that's why I wanted to ask you about the Owen Wilson character, because in the Loki series, that's what I was more skeptical about. Now, let me ask you this. So again, Loki series, and I think when the Marvel Cinematic Universe on Disney Plus, when these series were supposed to hit the air, I think it was supposed to go in the order of, and correct me if you know the answer, but I think it was supposed to go Falcon and Winter Soldier, then WandaVision, and then Loki. Am I correct on that?
No, I think it was supposed to be. I think it's in the order that it was supposed to be.
No, I believe they changed it.
Well, they might have, and I could be wrong. The only thing I thought that was supposed to come out before Loki was What If.
No, What If has always been later than.
So then
Loki.
I don't know. Don't I have no idea. Then
so you know that the Golden Knights suck, and that's about it. That's what you're telling me here.
Yep.
Okay. Fantastic.
Now I will ask you this: do you like? So I think the reason I really like this so far is it's going to open up the universe, and usually we had to wait for 3 or 4 movies to do that, and now we have series that are going to help open and broaden this. Because I told you before, I was afraid that after Endgame, it was like Star Wars for us, where it's done, and the next generation, we might fall out of love with it, and the rose might shine. The shine might come off the rose, and we might they're going to keep making 20 more movies, and I don't know if I'm in that invested. Even though I love these characters, I love the comics just like you. What excites you most about this series?
What excites me most is also what concerns me the most, and and let me explain that. So, what excites me the most is that, like you said, they are opening up a bunch of different realities, a bunch of different storylines, ways to bring in characters that you've never heard of or seen of before. But my fear with that is, because that's what excites me, but my fear with that is that if you don't watch the television series, that you're going to be lost in the films.
Okay.
And so I trust Kevin Feige in his direction of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But I have to tell you, I think for a lot of people who aren't Marvel fans or who haven't followed Marvel as closely as you and I have, that there could be some confusion there. I think if somebody would have saw Endgame on its own, there would have been so many questions that they would have not had an answer to, and they probably would have walked out of the theater, right? So I do like some purity in movies where you can watch the movie standalone and it's really good. Like I think Return of the Jedi or even Empire Strikes Back is really good in the Star Wars lore. And you can watch those standalone and not really have to know much of the backstory. And so I really want them to continue where you can kind of pick a movie in out of order and really understand it. So I'm excited for the multiple different storylines that they can open up here, but I'm also nervous at the same time.
Yeah, I'm nervous they can always screw it up, but I mean, I'm just going to go into the spoiler. Because speaking of opening things up, we finally got to meet Lady Loki.
We did.
I don't know if you're aware of her much in the comics.
I am.
Okay. So, and there's a side point of this that I'll make after I asked you the question on it. One, what'd you think of the casting of it? I mean, there wasn't much to it. I mean, we're just going off looks, right? And I mean, a lot of things for comic book people is, do they look the part?
Yeah, I don't know that she looked the part. If you're comparing her to the comics, she's a blonde in this one, short hair, and in the comics, she's dark hair with long hair. So I don't know that you can really do the comparison there. She still had the Loki horns, which I thought were really good.
The tiny little one, the little thorns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But honestly, the way that she portrayed the character, I was actually pretty impressed with. I thought it was. I mean, granted, it was what 7 minutes.
Yeah, we didn't get much into it.
Right. So I thought, it intrigued me enough to want to watch the next episode and want to follow this character. It made me despise the character in a good way. Right? Because now, she's the evil one, if you will. I don't know if she's the big bad, but she's the evil one, at least by the end of this episode. But
yeah, I mean,
it also hold on one second. So it also made
Yeah,
me. It also made me, like want to know more of like what's her backstory, and so
Right.
like how did she get here? Like obviously we know how Loki got there. How did she get here, and what's more to expect? So I was pretty thrilled with it. What'd you think?
I liked it. I really like it. I like this variant. I mean, you know, I'm excited also for Jane Foster to become Thor and
Yeah.
God of Thunder. I mean, we know that's going to happen in Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
Due to stuff came out, but for people that don't know, one of my favorite characters is eventually we've been getting it teased for years in the MCU is Beta Ray Bill.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we already have the scrolls, and they're
Yep.
rumoring that this is going to help open up Secret Wars, which it's gonna.
So explain
and
Secret Wars real quick for people who might
So
not
Secret
know what
Wars
that
is essentially where there's the multiverse and the Skrulls invade and they portray themselves as like Avengers. And so you don't know who's good, you don't know who's bad because they're shapeshifters, right? Well, in this, during the invasion with Lady Loki, she convinces Asgardians that Beta Ray Bill is a Skrull.
Yeah.
And so I'm like going, okay, we're going to probably get Secret Wars. We got the Skrulls. We got Lady Loki now. We're going to have all these. We're going to open up the timelines. But because they are showing and they are saying that they're trying to be even more so true to comics lately, we are finally going to get Beta Ray Bill.
Well, so
which is epic.
So let me add on to that too. So behind the scenes, Disney and Marvel purchased 21st Century or 20th Century Fox and their titles, which includes the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, Deadpool, that sort of stuff. Separately from that, Sony owns Spider-Man and its properties, to include their most recent Miles Morales Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which if you haven't seen Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, not you, Jake, because you've seen it, but audience members, go watch Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Watch it with your kids. It's a fantastic movie, and take this from somebody who doesn't like watching the cartoon movies. It's really, really good. So in Secret Wars, you have a bunch of different storylines where there are characters from different universes that come and compete to be the alpha character, if you will. So like there can only be one by the end of it. And so it's this big battle, if you want to talk about it like that. And I think between what WandaVision has done with setting up kind of a multiverse, with what Loki has done with setting up a multiverse, and then of course we've got Spider-Man and Doctor Strange coming out that are going to further along that storyline. I think that we're close, if not there yet, to be able to get this done. And of course they're going to introduce different characters and stuff before that happens, and different like the X-Men and Fantastic Four and whatever. But I think it's there. I think the gateway's open.
Yeah, I think so far we're 2 episodes in perfect Marvel fashion. We got a lot of cliffhangers, snippets, everything done early to keep us wanting to watch. My third favorite thing is the stupidest thing about this show is I love that it comes out on Wednesdays.
Oh, I do too.
It's like the perfect change of pace.
You know why though, right?
No.
So it actually has to do with the calendar. So Thursday is Thor's Day. Okay.
Oh,
No, I'm not joking. So when they
I know you're not.
When they created the days for the calendars, Wednesday was that like mischievous day. So it actually belongs to Loki. So Wednesday belongs to Loki. So anyway, just my little nerdgasm.
I just learned something. That is amazing, actually. I thought you were going to annoy me with a stupid little tidbit, and that's actually pretty cool.
No, it
so
actually
what's
is
Odin
pretty
Day?
cool.
Is Odin Day Sunday?
I think it's Sunday. Yeah,
that makes sense.
I think it is Sunday. So yeah, I think that's how they and you know, I'm not prepared to answer what every single day is, but that's the reason why it's being released on Wednesdays.
Well, that's cool. I didn't know that part. I thought they were just trying to change something up. I will say this this series so far is my favorite. I know we're only 2 episodes in, but so far it's my favorite.
I agree.
WandaVision was my first favorite, and Captain America and Winter Soldier was good. I mean, you know, the difference is though, what I'm getting out of this so far with Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston's like back and forth, Loki and Mobius, is what I expected from Captain America and Winter Soldier.
Oh, sure.
I
Absolutely.
expected them to have more, like just watching them like figure out, like, you know, when they were in the library, like looking for, disasters so they could like figure out, and watching Loki talk about, like, oh, we need to go to this place because that's how he was explaining the time variance. Which the biggest note on that part: what adults drinking out of a juice box still? Did you notice that? That pissed me off.
I still drink out of juice boxes.
That's why you're an adult. Get an adult beverage. B word.
So, okay. So
if you had 3-year-olds running around your house, I'd give you a pass, but you don't.
No, I don't have 3-year-olds around my house. And actually, we in my fridge in the garage, we actually have some Costco chocolate milk in the carton too. So hate on it all you want.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm such a child. It's not even funny. Like I wish that as we got older, that Capri Sun would have made a bigger bag.
They did.
Did they?
It's called box wine. That's a redneck Capri Sun. You never done that? You never did that at a party?
No, I've done that.
Yeah, it's a redneck Capri Sun, bruh. That's a good night.
That's silly. You're silly. You're a man child, and I'm
gonna ask you this then: Capri Sun or juice box?
Capri Sun.
Why? Is it because you can inflate it when you're done? And
yeah, it's because I can stab the bag.
God. All right, were you one of those jerks that stabbed the bottom of the bag?
Yeah, occasionally, but not all the time.
See, you just get worse and worse during this conversation. So, all right. So we already talked about. I want to play a game with you, B Word.
What
kind
of game?
I don't know if you ever played this. Would you rather?
Well, yeah, okay. Man. Would you rather? I've played that game.
So we already talked. I'm going to start off with an easy one. Luke Wilson or Owen Wilson? Who do you like better?
Owen Wilson.
Owen, why?
I think Owen Wilson's a lot funnier than Luke Wilson. I like Luke Wilson. I thought he was great in oh my gosh, what's that stupid movie he was in?
School?
No, well, he was good in that one. But what's the one where he was the army dude and he goes to 2050?
Yeah, Idiocracy.
And like everybody watered Idiocracy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ow, my balls!
I thought he was good in that one. Yeah, ow, my
That's
balls.
the only part I remember about that.
I thought that I thought he was good in that one, but I think I know we said that Owen Wilson plays himself in every movie, and I like Owen Wilson better.
I'll agree with you there. All right, so I'm gonna ask you some of these, and if you have some for me or you think of some, do it. And like I said, right. I think I'm gonna start us out a little easy, but I want to get your responses and see how this. So, like, would you rather be someone's pet dog or someone's pet cat?
Oh, pet dog.
Why?
In a heartbeat.
Why?
Because they will know when I'm happy, and they will reward me with pats on the bum.
Oh my god.
And they will give me snacks. And hopefully it's in a good home, right? And I'll have a really good, little backyard to go out and hang out in, and maybe a pool or something like that. That'd be nice. Like if I had to end up in like this abusive home, I don't really want to be a cat or a dog in that scenario. So I'm just gonna say that that wasn't a possibility. But definitely a dog, dude. I'm totally a dog person. But I got to throw it back to you. Would you be a cat or a dog?
I'm a dog person, but I'd be a cat.
Why?
Cats are like bad roommates, dude. They only come around when they want you. And what it says about the owners, they like boxes of shit laying around your house. So here's the thing. I could shit in somebody's house, piss on their stuff, scratch it up, and I'm still going to get pet. Because how many cat owners do you know that their cats are just shitheads? And they still love
every
their cat?
single one of them? Every single one of them. The
difference is that when your dog's a shithead, you're just like, oh man, my dog. I'm so sorry about my dog. I'm sorry. A cat shithead, you're just like, there's Rufus. Look at Rufus over there.
First off, if you're apologizing for your dog, you did it wrong.
No, I mean, I'm talking about like when your dog's jumping on somebody that just came over to your house, stuff like that, That's what I mean. Not like I'm talking about though, like if you go over to a dog person's house and the dog's maybe being a little rambunctious or not totally listening, some people, I might be like, hey, sorry if he bothers you, push him or whatever, right? But if it's a cat, people are just like, yep, that's the cat. And here, all right, I'm gonna go off on a side point of cats real quick. Cats are like Gatorade.
How are cats like Gatorade,
here's
Jake?
Why. Dogs, almost everybody knows the type of dog they own. But cats, people just say the color. How often? It's true. It's like, like what kind of Gatorade do you like, B-word? Most people are going to go, blue. There you go, blue.
Purple,
not Arctic
red.
Chill or whatever. Right. But cats, they go, hey, what kind of cat you got? Oh, it's a black cat. Like,
right.
Unless you're really into cats, you're like,
it's an orange one.
That's a Maine Coon. Cats are Gatorade, dude. They're fucking Gatorade.
Wow, man. Well,
It's true.
okay. So no, it's a good point, but it's a stupid point. Like,
Well, cats are stupid, so it makes sense. And I would be a cat.
no,
would be a cat
I
because
agree. I agree.
The last point is that because if, like you said, if I had bad owners, cats survive better than stray dogs.
It's
So
true.
that's why. I know I'm going to be a
It's
crap
true.
cat that nobody's going to want, so they're going to throw me outside, and I'm just going to go live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. So let me ask you this: would you rather be a hippopotamus, okay, and you just get to float around in your little mud puddle, and you have all the food that you want, and you're surrounded by all the things that you want, or would you want to be an elephant?
Hippo.
Why?
Moisturized skin, most dangerous animal in Africa. Nobody's going to fuck with me.
Actually, those are really good
People
points,
are
and points I
poaching.
didn't even think about.
People are poaching. People would poach me just for my teeth if I was my tusks. If I was an elephant, people are poaching hippos.
See, so you ever see Madagascar? Was it Madagascar 2? Yeah, when you had Moto.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love Moto. Moto is my spirit animal,
Okay.
both figuratively and literally. So I'm kind of happy you picked that one. So all right. So we started out with the Golden Knights. Let me throw one at you. Here real quick.
Here's the worst part. As soon as I started this, I knew something about the Knights was going to show up. But go ahead.
All right. So would you rather root for the Golden Knights
Me in the face.
as they go for the cup?
Oh,
okay?
that's even worse.
In the finals.
Okay.
In the finals, no matter which team they're going against, okay? Or would you rather be a Philadelphia
Eagle fans all day. All day.
Oh.
All day, baby.
You're stupid.
No.
You're
you
stupid.
shut it right now. I would rather eat
The
cheesesteaks
Philadelphia
and boo
Eagles
Santa
are the
because
worst
Krampus is
team,
better.
Period.
Fly,
in the NFL,
Eagles, fly.
period, ever, period. Oh, man.
I hope my other friend, Andrew Hacker, is listening. Fly, Eagles, fly, baby. Or Butt Gizzard, Brad Geyser. I hope.
I would not root for the Philadelphia Eagles if you paid me. They are the worst fans in the history of fans.
They're
period.
not the worst fans. They're just jerky people. FGTK. Or FTGK. Sorry, I can't even get my own thing right. I can't root for the Golden Knights. It'll never happen, B-word. I mean, you remember, I'm more about hatred of a team than loving a team. So if you asked me the list of teams I hated, I would never root for them no matter what scenario you gave me. All right, I got one. Would you rather live, so you can live on beer only. No food, anything. You can live on beer, right?
Okay.
But
Okay.
every day you woke up the next day, you could not remember anything. It was like starting over. Like you don't remember anything the day before. Like, and basic stuff. Like
so it's like Groundhog Day in reverse with beer.
yeah, like you just it's like when you wake up and you're like, what happened last night? It's essentially that. Or
Okay.
you can only drink water. You're never gonna have cat Gatorade. You're never gonna have anything, right? But you have an amazing body.
Okay.
And it doesn't mean forever you have an amazing body, but you have an amazing body.
I got to go with the water.
Oh.
Like I love beer, but I got to go with the water. And here's why. I would want to remember things. It has nothing to do with the body. Like I would actually want to remember what happened the night before,
Okay.
or at least what happened. Like if you would have said with water you could never remember and with beer you could, then I would choose beer. But I think that the whole memory part of it, I would want to know. Otherwise, what's the point of life? If you don't remember what happened yesterday, or in this continual basis you don't remember any of it, then what's the point of living?
YOLO, baby. Live for the moment. Who cares?
I mean,
Go
yeah,
balls
until you
deep.
realize that you hit a burner the night before and you don't know why your balls
Here's the best
hurt.
part. You don't know. Who cares? You just move on with your life. You don't know. You didn't know you banged Rosie O'Donnell in that Tesla
You
truck.
don't own me.
You don't know, dude.
Right.
Hey, I didn't know I rooted
Right.
for the Golden Knights because I was hammered. No, I don't know that. Screw you. You can have your good body water, bro. I'm having a blast being YOLO over here.
Oh. So we talked about Owen Wilson. Okay. So let me throw this at you. Would you rather watch a Vince Vaughn movie or a Will Ferrell movie?
I actually don't mind either of them, but I see the reason. I'd rather watch Vince Vaughn.
Why?
Because he puts himself with greater supporting characters, and Will Ferrell only has one great supporting character if he's in the movie with him, John C. Reilly. If not, it's
Okay.
just annoying Will Ferrell for the whole movie. At least Vince.
Did you ever see that? What was it? Was it what was the one with him and Kevin Hart? Was it Locked
Nah,
Up
never
or
seen
was it?
No,
Was it Get
Get
oh, it was
Hard.
Get Hard?
I only do
Yeah.
that on my own time. I don't need to watch a movie about it.
That was just terrible. It was
looks terrible.
It was terrible. I think that I think that Vince Vaughn has a deeper or a greater ability to act in multiple facets. Like I look at Wedding Crashers with his little monologue to Owen Wilson when he's talking about did you motorboat her, right? And he's going off, and probably one of the funniest things I've seen when it first came out. And then I look at him in like what's Breakout at Cell Block 99 or Brawl in Cell Block 99 or whatever it was. Did you ever watch that movie?
Yeah.
He was really good in that one too. And then I also look at him in like, oh my gosh, what's that movie? Delivery Man, when he's got like 500 kids because he was
Sperm bank.
passing the sperm around to donations. It's a different character. I mean, all of his characters are different. They're the same.
No, see, that's what I would
they're
argue with you.
different.
They're all the same. It's just him. It's like Owen Wilson syndrome, right? That's why they get along so well.
Right.
It's him just in like because the only movie I really remember with Vince Vaughn, there's two. I guess I'd put Dodgeball in there, but it's mainly Fred Claus, which is a terrible movie, which I went to the theaters to watch just because of a girl, and then Swingers, the classic. Love that.
Oh, I love
But I mean,
Swingers.
it's just he just has the dialogue, the quick, like he says his snappy thing,
Right.
and he's the cool guy, and he's super tall, and and that's Vince Vaughn in a movie. But I'd rather put up with that, like I said, because he's in all his movies. You got to tell me there's some great supporting cast in it.
Oh yeah.
All right. So speaking of like entertainment, right? And this is gonna see if music or movies are more important. Okay. Would you rather only be able to listen to Nickelback forever, or only watch the movie that I'm trying to get you to watch, Skinny Tiger and Fatty Dragon forever?
I'm just gonna tell you, man. Nickelback gets way too much hate.
Exactly.
I would listen to Nickelback. I would totally listen to Nickelback. I think Nickelback is actually a pretty good band. I think that they just got overplayed. But then you think about like Hinder or Theory of a Dead Man or Seether to a certain point. They're all kind of in that vein. Yeah, they're all in that vein, and I think it just got overplayed. But I like Nickelback. I'm like a closeted Nickelback fan. I think it's awesome.
I have every Nickelback album, so I'm not lying. I really do. But I'm a music collector. I don't think they're bad. I think every song sounds the same. I mean, you can own one Nickelback album and it's every album. But no, I agree with you on. I mean, but you do need to watch Skinny Tiger, Fatty Dragon. Great movie. All right.
Eventually, I think you're probably going to talk me into watching it, and I'll probably watch it just to shut you up. Mm-hmm. But there's no way that I'm just going to choose to watch
I found this new channel on Sling called the High Yacht Channel, and I love it, dude. It's so awesome. My wife,
the High Yacht Channel,
and my wife walks downstairs and goes, "No," all the time. So, because I was purposely watching Skinny Tiger, Fatty Dragon again, and then she came down and was like, "You need to change this right now," and I was like, "No." All right,
You had me watch a clip of that movie.
It's so great.
And that's time I can't get back.
So awesome.
It's terrible.
It's awesome.
Terrible.
All right. Sleep in a bed of scorpions for a week. Or you have to take a bath in slugs every day of the week. And when you get out of the tub, it just is what it is. You're going to work.
That sucks.
Yeah. That's the point of the game, B-word. Which one you doing?
That sucks.
They're going to either way they're getting in your crevices, bro. You're going to have a problem.
Oh, I got to go with the scorpions.
Why?
Because I'm not guaranteed to be stung by the scorpions.
Yeah, you are.
And the slugs, I just there's places I don't want to slug, bro.
Dude, all right. So, are you okay? Can I ask you this? Are you a mover when you sleep, or are you just you pass out and you wake up pretty much in the same position?
It kind of goes off and on. Lately, I've been kind of moving around, but most of the
You're
time,
getting stung.
I'm.
You're getting stung, bro. Like I don't care, and I'll be nice. I won't give you poisonous ones. You're getting stung, bro. You're gonna wake up with a stinger in your ass or a pincher on your dong. They're gonna pinch the dong. You're gonna get a dong pinch.
They gotta find the dong in order
That's
to
fine.
pinch
They
the
will.
dong.
They're little creepy crawlies, dude. That's why they call them that. They crawl in the weirdest places. I'd rather have a slug on me and just have some mucus and be like, whatever. Like I'm just gonna be and that's coming. That's saying a lot coming from the orange juice finger guy. I can't handle that.
I don't agree with you here. having the mucus or the sludge or whatever it is on me, I would feel suffocated.
I don't like pain.
So you know what? I
don't want pain. I don't want to feel
sometimes
bee sting.
pain's
I mean,
worth it.
have you ever been stung by a scorpion? It
Yes.
hurts. So
Yes.
you want that anywhere
No.
on your body. You don't know where it's going to happen.
No, you have taken the story farther than it needs to go. You said, "Would you lay in a bed of scorpions?"
In a bed of scorpions for a week.
Sure. Okay, fine. You did not say that I would get stung by a
Let's
bed
be
of
honest with
scorpions.
ourselves. What do you think's going to happen? You're going to lay on one.
They're-
They're going to be pissed off, bro. Scorpions aren't just like, oh, that's cool. Do your thing, man. They're like the predator or the freaking aliens, just pissed off little animals. They don't like anybody. That's why they live by themselves. That's why they bite crickets' heads off. They're like the most miserable little fucker on the planet, dude. That's why God gave him so many weapons. He's like, stay away from that guy. He's a dick.
Yeah.
All right.
Those are terrible choices. Okay, I've got a different one for you here. So we talked on an episode, last episode, about the fried grasshoppers at the Mariner Stadium. And I know that you would eat almost anything. Okay? But if you had to eat fried feces, okay, you can flavor it however you want.
You're being mean now. This is mean.
Fried feces or fried ejaculate.
Okay, so 2 questions on this. Is it human? Or do I get to pick?
No, and that's why I left it
Okay.
open. You can pick whatever animal or creature or whatever you want comes from it. Okay, no pun intended.
Oh, this is actually
Or-
harder than I thought now.
Yeah. So
Come.
fried feet and caveat
Come.
here: you're not going to get sick or ill. Wow, that was quick.
Here, it's actually a movie. It's called Ants on a Shrimp. And it's about the most famous. No, that's what it's called. It's called Ants on a Shrimp, and it's
Is this on the Hayat channel?
This is on. No, this is It's about the.
How do you?
God, shut up. No, this is a.
You. Oh
Sorry.
shit!
Oh man. Okay, so this movie is about one of the most world famous chefs. It's a documentary film about Rene Redzepi. And so backstory, he's a chef from like Denmark, I believe. That area.
Okay.
You know, and please don't kill me, people, if I'm wrong there. But the whole point of this documentary, so he's had multiple documentaries about him. His restaurant has won like world's best restaurant multiple times, and his mind's
Okay.
amazing. And so Ants on a Shrimp was where they were going to open a restaurant in Tokyo with his best chefs. And there's a scene in it where they take salmon sperm. I believe it's salmon. It's some animal's cum, and they fry it, and they eat it. And I'll never forget, my mom and my wife were on the couch, and I'm watching this chef, and my favorite is my wife walks in and goes, "Oh, that chef's an asshole." And my mom's like, "Yeah, they're cooking some weird. Nothing looks good." And then all of a sudden they see, and they go, the chef would let people present. She goes, "Here's salmon sperm," and she goes, my mom just goes, "What the hell is wrong with you? What's wrong with these people?" So I would eat the fried cum, and then they're all eating. All these chefs, they're being super chefy. They're like, "It's so good, like it's different," and oh my god. And then the chef comes out, he goes, "See, you took something that nobody would want, and you made it your own." And I'm thinking, no, she jerked off a salmon and made you eat it, bro.
She jerked off a
She
salmon.
wiggled that fish, dude.
Did you ever watch the movie Beer Fest?
Yeah.
So Beer Fest, they got the one guy who's in the frog laboratory and he's jerking off.
Did I ever tell you my animal jerk off story? Can I tell this and we'll interrupt the game real quick and we'll get back to it?
Yeah.
So when I was in college at UNR, you remember I was originally going to be a vet. I was pre-vet. and you had to shadow at veterinarian hospitals. And so I will tell you this to start out: ducks' penises are corkscrew shaped.
Yes.
Okay, so
no, I learned that in middle school.
So, and there's also a duck out there, and people. I'm going to post a picture to our socials. It's called, I think, the lasso duck. It literally shoots its penis at the female to catch her. This is a real thing, dude.
Wait, does it leave its body?
Yeah, look this up. If you got your smartphone or anything in front of you, look this up. Look up lasso duck, and there's a famous painting too of this duck shooting its wiener out. Like it looks like
that is like the most epic way to tell somebody to go fuck yourself.
Well, like it's like Spider-Man out of a duck's crotch, dude, just shooting off. So, anyways,
oh my god,
I get told, "Hey, Jake."
So is it like lasso, like the rope?
Yeah, like lasso. I think it's called a lasso duck. Well, anyways, I'm in the vet hospital, the one I'm shadowing at, and the doctor, the vet comes in. He's like, "All right, Jake, here's your jobs for today." At first, it was take the dogs out, clean them, get them prepped for surgery, the normal crap. And all of a sudden, he goes, "Okay, we're gonna do an artificial insemination room." And so I walk in. There's little Donald sitting on the table, and I thought it was Daisy at first. He goes, "All right, this is the artificial insemination thing and all that." So I'm thinking, okay, I'm just gonna take a turkey baster, which at this point I guess it would be a duck baster, and ram it in there and just shoot some shit up. And all of a sudden he goes, "Okay, well, you have to take the sample." And I'm thinking, what sample do I need to take? Like, are we taking a feather? Are we taking, a swab? Like, what? He goes, "No, you need to get the sperm out." And I don't know. And here's the thing. To this day, B-word, I don't know if this was a...
Did you jack off a
duck? So I'm whacking this duck, dude, and I come out.
You hand-fucked a duck.
Dude, it was like, you remember when we were kids and we watched Howard the Duck and there was that weird awkward sex scene that he almost had?
Uh-huh.
I had that. And I was so miserable. Because here's why I'm miserable. It's not because I jerked off the duck. That happened, okay? I'm okay with this. The problem I have, B-word, is that I don't know if this was a haze and that everybody usually would back out, and I did it. Because I walked out with a cup full of duck cum and gave it to, and they all just stared at me. And then I went, "Okay, what next?" And I walked to the next room, and everybody just stood there. I still think to this day it was a joke.
Oh, man.
And I wasn't supposed to jerk that duck off.
Well, good on you for doing it. Hopefully the duck had a proper smoke.
And the worst part
afterward.
is that's not why I quit vet school. It was other reasons, but like I jerked off this duck. Gave the sperm to the doctor and left, and I still think to this day, like, they were like, he wasn't supposed to do that. He shouldn't have grabbed the duck's wiener. Because also I looked at it going, how do you even do that? And that was a private moment. I'll never share that part, like how I figured this out.
We have known each other for almost 30 years. Okay? Like, I mean, we're seriously hitting our third decade of friendship here shortly. And I have to say, there's nothing that surprises me, and which back to the whole Jake the Hater mantra. Like, I totally understand why you hate the Oregon Ducks now. Dude, you said that the reason why you're Jake the Hater is you have a legit reason to hate a team, and for the Vegas Golden Knights, it's because they put slut dust
on a jersey.
on their jersey. Well, for the Oregon Ducks, it's because
I'm off whacking bills, bro. I don't tell that story very often, but that happened.
I cannot do this.
Oh.
This is amazing. Oh man, that's the best thing. That's the best thing since sliced bread.
All right, so do you want me to be nice or do you want me to be mean?
You got to be mean now. I mean, you just told the story about how you jerked off.
This is going to go and sort of coincide with that. So you have nipples, like udder like nipples, right? Like cow nipples.
Like a cow?
For nostrils. And whenever you have to sneeze or blow your nose, you have to squeeze it. You have to milk it out, okay? Like a cow. And they're just dangling there all the time, right? You can pick the size. I mean, size matters, but if you want little danglers, you can have them. Or you have a butthole for a mouth. And I'm not talking like where it just opens up and you can shove a banana in it. I'm talking like it's an actual butthole. You eat and everything there. Like you could.
Oh wait! It's an all-in-one hole.
It's an all-in-one butthole in the mouth. That's why it's a butthole mouth.
Oh well, do I have a tongue?
It's somewhere in there, I guess. I don't know. I'm not checking for you. I'm not your proctologist.
Oh, dude, I'm you're my apprentice.
Hey, let me use this magic wand over here. I got my friend Donald will check for you.
Oh man, I gotta go with the udders.
Yeah, I would agree with you. The worst part is
Yeah, and they would be small udders too. Like if I'm specific here, so that way it looked like I was jacking off a duck to get my mucus out.
No, see, if I had this, I would have like the longest, longest dangler. Dude, I would look like a walrus. That's how long I want to be. I want them to like flop around, like where I can make like that song like "Do Your Ears Hang Low." I could wrap them around. But also, here's the worst part. As I was coming up with this question, B word, all I thought of is like the color. Like mine are like speckled, like a cow's teat. Like they're not even my color of my skin. They're like sort of white and pink, and then there maybe some black spots. Like they look like cow teats. They don't look like regular human.
You know what? If we're gonna design our own little cow teat nose, like I want mine to have like a crusted, like kind of a like a callous tip. Like it's been milked so hard that like the milk doesn't even come out in liquid form anymore.
Dude,
it comes out just like powdered milk, dude. Like this is where they would get powdered milk is from my sneezes.
Bad, dude.
See, and here's the thing, like bag balm, like in this scenario, I would be allergic to bag balm, so you got to spit on it.
Oh my god! See, this is why you need them longer, so you can just suck on it. You can just like an elephant, like you dangle down. You can just pop it in your mouth every now and then, moisturize it up, bro.
Oh, you're out of control, dude. I think I got to shut this topic down because this has gone off the rails.
I will hang on. We're gonna have to play Would You Rather again. This was fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me try to normalize this conversation here real quick because there's a good thing that we're not back in like May of last year because I'm literally going to go shower myself with Purell after this conversation, and I wouldn't have been able to find it in the stores. So let me transition here real quick because Father's Day is this weekend,
yes.
Right? And you and I have not talked about Father's Day at all. Okay. But we're both proud dads, and I think that that's an area that we're very we take a lot of pride in that, right? So what do you have going on this weekend? What do you got? What are you doing? Are you grilling anything? Are you gonna go to dinner? What do you got going on?
So I typically like to hang out with my wife for part of the day, and then me and the kids usually have something planned for me, the normal stuff. And then my whole goal is to usually either watch a movie with a family. Like I'm big into like the living room forts. And pop some popcorn, eat some ice cream, have the tasty treats, like gummy worms and beef jerky are mine. And just watch movies and relax at home. I don't like to go being in the restaurant industry, I don't like to go out on any types of holidays. Like Mother's Day is the worst because everybody does it.
Right.
I also don't like, and I love to golf, but I hate to go golfing on Father's Day because I don't typically like to do what everybody else is going to do. Because then I'm surrounded by so many people doing the same thing. Does that make sense?
Oh, it does. Absolutely.
So I'm going to stay in. My wife actually asked me tonight, she's like, what do you want for dinner? Because she knows I'll pick out a place or something, or sometimes I'll just pick up something to cook myself for dinner. Or my wife might probably make me lasagna because she makes the best lasagna I've ever had in my life. But no, that's pretty much what I got planned. Very low key. I just get my few gifts and do a few things around the house and just hang out with my kids and family. What about you?
So for me, I'm still fortunate. My dad's still around, and so I, typically for Father's Day, I take him to breakfast. Something he loves biscuits and gravy, so we'll probably go out and do some breakfast, me, him, and the kid, and then just kind of hang out. His present came in actually about a week early, so I know he needed it, so I ended up giving it to him. He was very appreciative, so that was kind of cool to be able to do that. But as far as like stuff for the kid, my kid has amazing gifts. Like she totally plans things out, and she's very thoughtful when it comes out to it. So like, as an example, for Christmas, she ended up ordering me a blanket. And while a blanket is a blanket is a blanket, this blanket actually has photos like of memories of us all over the blanket. So it's not really something that you would probably use a lot. Mm-hmm. But it's definitely a very cool idea, and I absolutely love it. So she always does something so thoughtful And so it doesn't matter what value her gift is, obviously, but I'm excited to see it. I know that she's pretty excited. She does not do well with the waiting for me to get the gift very
Yeah,
well.
I'm one of those people.
So
I can't wait to hand something. I
yeah,
like to give it to him right away because, like, I don't know. I'm always been that way. That's awesome though. Like,
yeah,
are you a good gift giver?
yeah. I try to be. I try to be thoughtful in my gifts. Obviously we talked about that I'm kind of a prankster, so depending on what the occasion is, I like to prank them. But no, I do like to be thoughtful in my gifts. I like to look at need first. I think that the world is, the world's a place where we really need to take care of the needs first, regardless.
Needs over wants, yeah.
And then we look at the wants. And I'm fortunate. My family's fortunate. We don't have much in the way of needs. So I do try to give thoughtful gifts or useful gifts. So I think for my dad last Father's Day, he has a motorcycle. He's an avid motorcycle rider. And I got him a detail kit for his motorcycle, and he to this day he still uses it. As a matter of fact, tonight he was detailing his bike. So it was cool to be able to see him get use out of it. And I think that certain gifts are kind of special, like wallets or different things, as if they're customized or whatever. I think that those are pretty cool too. So I try to give a thoughtful gift, of course, and then I try to also make it fun sometimes, depending on what it is.
Nice. Yeah, the one thing I like is my wife and the kids. They pretty much, they always make. My wife's one of those people, like, all year, if I say I want something, she'll actually write it down on like a notebook or her phone or something in notes, and then she always looks back. So I always get something like, because I don't ask for a lot. You know what I mean? I either make a lot
Right.
myself, like, I build a lot of things, and so my wife she's very good at that. Like, she'll like pinpoint it and go, "Yep, you said," and then she'll even tell me, she goes, "You said this on this date," and so I made sure I wrote it down and got it for you. And so that's what I enjoy.
That's awesome.
And it's not, I don't, because she also said I don't ask for a lot. I'm just sort of just like, yeah, like, but if I want something, she's like, I could tell you really want that.
Right.
And she's the exact opposite, because she doesn't ask for, my wife, she doesn't ask for anything. So I try
Right.
to, surprise her with a lot. But no, I'm excited. I like I said, I like to lay low. I like to eat good food and just hang out, like, being a dad and being with my family. I mean, if you could put up, and I'm not trying to make this go too long, but if you could put up a dream scenario, like, just with yourself, what would you do for the day?
I think for me, if dream scenario again, I think it would involve a really good restaurant. It doesn't really matter what the restaurant is, just as long as it was a good quality restaurant. Maybe an activity, go to the movies, or have a lake day or something like that, and then just really be surrounded by good people.
Nice.
I absolutely love my kid. She's going to college here this summer, and she'll be actually heading out. She's going to be in a completely different location. So the times that I get to spend with her are good. But even with like birthdays or Christmases or whatever, I love being surrounded by the good people in my life, because you tend to take them for granted sometimes, and it's a really good reminder of why we need to get together. Not to get all sappy here,
Right.
but. Yeah. Well, happy. So this episode's going to air on Sunday, man. So I want to just be the first to tell you Happy Father's Day, and I hope you have a good Father's Day. And obviously, we take a lot of pride in that, and so that's going to be a part of this show. But with that, man, I just want to let the audience know that, again, we're on all the socials. Just follow us at Bleach Bros Pod. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And also, we are on most major podcast sites. So if we're not on there yet, we'll get there. But right now, there's maybe one or two that we're not on, but we're on your favorite podcast site for sure. So with that, man, that's what it takes for us to get bleached. And what do you got for us?
Nothing besides, I'm going to go visit my little duck children, I guess. And thanks for the dirty talk. Come back and get sanitized.